This is the DJV Download. I'm Doug.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Victoria.
This podcast made possible in part by Calitrin, the safe way to lose weight, Prevagen, keeping your brain healthy, and MyPillow, guaranteed the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own. Only one more Friday, Jennifer, in the month of February, and then we'll be marching into springtime. Hooray!
I love how you always direct that at Jen.
I know.
Like she's in charge of our calendar or something.
She is. She's in charge.
He likes to make me feel bad because
to it one way or the other.
Yeah, he likes to make me feel bad because I say, "Don't waste your life away, Doug. Let's just enjoy it." I mean, don't you think I'm freaking out that it's February is already over? I shouldn't have taken down my Christmas tree at this rate. Please.
No,
I have a confession to make. We didn't take ours down yet.
I know yours is still up.
Really?
Isn't
It's
it?
still up. It's still sitting
Nicely
there.
done.
Wow.
You know what I would say? Good for you. And just put some, slap some green ornaments on it for St. Patrick's Day, some pastels for Easter.
I didn't even think of that.
That's a good idea. I've done that before. Not with a big tree, but with the little
Patrick's
tree that I had in my house, a little white tree. And just decorate it as it comes. Red, white, and blue for the 4th of July, and then whammo blammo, you're back to Christmas again.
I
Labor Day.
love that plan because I'm way too lazy to take this all down because it's so much this year that I did that I just look at it and I get overwhelmed and I'm like, okay, well, we like having the Christmas tree lights on at night, so that's what we do.
That's sweet.
Well,
okay.
I like the idea though. I think a green, like adding in green for St. Patrick's, that's great. I love it.
Green is green, they say.
And then it doesn't make you look crazy, It's just
Right.
like,
Because right now, no one's allowed in our apartment because I feel like we're going to be judged.
But you can just take off the ornaments and leave the lights up because people use
Yeah.
Christmas lights for year-round decoration anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
A lot of people have lights up, exactly, backyard, whatever. Doug Steffen here with the ladies of the DJV program, Jennifer Horn, Victoria Keelan, Jay Kirshner. We're going to do a documentary or perhaps some other, and maybe it'll be a little more salacious than a documentary, The Ladies of the DJV Show. How about that? People magazine, you can see you all on the cover. Yep, I can see it now. All in white light, no, bright lights? Yeah, bright lights. So speaking of that item, I'm going to make you're talking about confessions. Last night, as I took Daisy out for her walk, it was 56, 57 degrees. All the ice had melted, or so I thought. So we're walking around the back of the shed.
That's what's wrong.
Yeah, and that's what's wrong. Why does it sound like there's something wrong?
I knew something was wrong. I can just tell in your voice what
I
happened.
I don't know what has happened because I haven't gone yet. I was thinking of going to the hospital last night, but I didn't.
So you slipped and fell.
I did, and I have no mobility in my left arm.
Okay, Dougie. Goodbye. We'll see you later. You need to call the doctor. We'll do the show.
Well, you're going to find the doctor at this hour of the morning. I'll find the doctor later on.
Okay, so what are the possibilities here? You've dislocated your left shoulder and you have no feeling?
No, I have feeling in it. I just can't move it. I can't move. I can move the arm sort of back and forth.
From where?
But I can't move it out. Yeah, well, the shoulder to my elbow. That's it. But the upper part of the shoulder. It's probably that
maybe rotator cuff.
Yeah,
okay.
Probably. I did that on the other side about 10 years ago.
Oh.
And
so that's where you landed? You landed on your left shoulder?
I think I landed. I can't really tell. Usually I'm pretty good about the fall. And my sister bought me a couple of pairs of cleats to go on my boots. But I didn't put them on last night because it was 57 degrees. Who would have thought on the backside or any place that there was ice? So, anyway, there was ice.
You have a lot of New England packed snow, so 6 hours.
All gone. Gonzo. There's no snow anywhere.
Well, the ice, I mean, we still have ice in Jersey, so it makes sense that you would still have a lot of ice up in New England.
Did you hit your head?
Why, does it sound like I hit my head? No, I didn't hit my head.
No, but
because hello, Bob Saget, we're worried.
Yeah, no, I know. No, it's not my head. It's the shoulder more than anything else. So, at any rate, if I do ooh, and don't get to the microphone fast enough, that's what you're hearing. So let's see.
You
what
are going to the doctor today, right? So because everyone's going to
start
messaging and
I'm right
worrying.
to the exactly.
Okay,
Get an X-ray, see what happened.
Okay.
Yada,
you may
yada.
have separated your shoulder. I did that once, and it's painful. Are you in pain currently, or are you just numb?
No, I'm in pain.
Okay, so
but I'm
you
not.
may have a separation.
My shoulder is not in pain. What's in pain is the upper part of from the upper part of my bicep to the shoulder itself. That's what's in pain, right in the back. I'm feeling it now. Okay, So it's a good thing this isn't television, I think, as much as anything else.
Well, you're talking about a reality show. It would have been better if you had cameras following you so they could have gotten you in an ambulance right away.
And the
People could bet and be like, when's the next time he's going to have a catastrophic fall? Woo.
Yeah. Go to Las Vegas.
You got to be careful.
Put
You
our
make me
money on.
nervous over there.
All right, hold on.
He's either banging his head on a tractor or slipping, falling.
I'm been pretty careful about the tractor stuff. It's good. Becoming conscious is important.
This is what the audience needs to know. Every morning we have to do sort of like a wellness check on Doug because it's all farm related. Well, I almost cut my finger off. Well, I hit my head. Well, I don't know what day it is. My head's spinning. I mean, it's
I never say I don't know what day it is.
Well, we know. Jen, you remember this. You had a concussion on the air. We remember that. This was over a year ago. When we remember hearing it, and then you went for 2 days, and then you got it checked, and you probably did have a concussion because we could just tell there was something off. You weren't formulating words, and you had hit your head really badly. Yeah, we worry.
Okay, well, it's good to be loved. It's nice, very much.
You're not a Superman,
appreciate it.
Doug. Be careful. Be careful.
Look up in the air. Look up in the sky. Okay, so let's do a roundup of what's going on with the Olympics and where we are. And this young lady appears to be in bad shape. She's obviously in bad company, but she also has managed to embarrass, whether she realizes it or not, she's embarrassed herself. I'm not sure what she knows or what she thinks versus the handlers versus what the news media, the people that are watching from the stands. So, but she kind of messed up yesterday. And is it the end of it for her pretty much now?
No.
Well, and was
the
it
end
on
of her
purpose so that
Olympics.
she scored fourth or placed fourth? So that because with the whole the medals in the award ceremony, had she gotten first, second, or third, there wouldn't have been the award ceremony then and there. Was this something that she fell all those times on purpose?
I thought that at first too. I was like, oh well, she's tanking it just so she can get out of the controversy. I looking at her face and the way she broke down, I don't think she threw it. I think that the pressure hit a 15-year-old the way it would hit any 15-year-old, and she crumbled. And I don't blame her. I mean, she's afraid right now that her mother is going to be in trouble because her mother made up the lie about her grandfathers and the medication. So I think she's afraid for her family. She's in Russia. She might be afraid of other repercussions coming from the top. You know, this is what happens when these types of countries are allowed to compete. The athletes get caught cheating, and then we never hear from them again. I mean, I'm sure she's got a lot going on besides losing the gold, which she was supposed to be a shoo-in for.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, it's too bad. It's a sad way.
But the other thing is, the who did win the female the figure skating were two other Russian athletes. So I wonder if they're now going to face further scrutiny. Or even the question is, should they?
They probably
out.
should.
They should, right?
Throw them out.
They got the gold and silver, and Japan got the bronze. So I don't know. I mean those are her two teammates.
They got thrown out already once. I mean, come on. I don't know.
But it's the same bunch. It's just.
I know. We just extend more and more opportunity. Like, they'll be different this time. Well, not so much.
Maybe not. There's a survey this week that suggests that people are moving from the coastal parts of our country into what we refer to as America's Heartland, the flyover states. The folks in Middle America, and frankly, a lot of the stations that carry this program are in Middle America, the Midwest, the Southwest, the Mid-South, if you will. So I find it interesting that this report this week from the Heartland Forward Foundation says that workers are migrating from the coasts into the middle of the country, pretty much the 20 or so central states, both large, big metropolitan areas, New York, Boston, Washington, Philadelphia, and even down into Florida, but mostly northeasterly. And on the West Coast, on the other coast, Jennifer, people from San Francisco, Los Angeles, Portland even, some of these areas are they're moving, and so the country's demographics are changing, political demographics are changing, and the economic realities, new businesses, that sort of stuff. We were talking about that yesterday with the fact that there are a lot of new businesses. The winners seem to be the metro areas that leverage their existing amenities, that already have services that can increase the services. But I would guess places like Nashville, where you are, Jay, there's a big
That's a
draw
hot spot.
there. For lots of reasons.
Sure.
Did you find, since you've lived there, what, about 10 years? How long have you lived in Nashville?
Yeah, almost 10 years. And it is just even the downtown skyline from when we first moved to now is completely different. There's so much traffic. So many people keep moving in. It's a seller's market for sure right now. Not so much a buyer's market.
Right.
That's the same with Austin. Look at how Austin has blown up. I have a couple of friends who had to get relocated because they work in the tech industry. So they went from California to Austin. And Austin just can't handle, it's not big enough to handle all the traffic and the commuting. And they're going to have to build double the highways and stuff. It's wild. They weren't expecting that much of an influx, and I feel like Nashville's kind of the same. Although Nashville's kind of cooler even than Austin at this point. So there's
Nashville's
more music
taking
and
in a lot of California conservatives. Like everybody who's conservative in California goes, I can't take this date anymore. They're moving to Nashville.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a buyer's market, Jay. What's happened, and this happened in Colorado a while ago. It's why people hate Californians. It's that it's so expensive to live in California that we drive up prices when we leave and go into other states. So if we go into Tennessee, if we go into Nashville, if we go into Colorado saw a huge bubble with their real estate because Californians were like, this is great, this is so cheap, but it wasn't cheap for Colorado.
Right,
It's
you
just
guys are
California thought it
overpaying.
was
Well,
right.
the same can be said for places like Cincinnati and Columbus and even Ann Arbor, Michigan, great college town, Madison, Wisconsin, another great college town, Iowa City, which
I
is a
find on
transportation
my
hub.
because I constantly ask people, because you always hear the rumor, are people really leaving California? And their top destinations are Arizona, Nevada, Texas, Florida, and Tennessee. Those are
look
the
how many
biggies.
celebrities have moved to the Austin area too, out of LA. They just left Hollywood.
Firefighters do the incredible. They help save lives. So can you. Your CSL plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. You could give a child with an immune disorder the chance to go to school. Or give a grandma with a blood disease more chances to hear. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate today at your local CSL Plasma Center and make over $1,000 your first month. Varies by location and is subject to change.
All right, we figure out how to spell. What did you say? It was pronounced Gyllenhaal, not Gyllenhaal?
Correct.
Is that the correct way of? All right. So Jake and his sister both spelled their last names the same way. So that's a start. That's a hint. Why'd you find that amusing? I love your
They
laugh.
spell their names the same way.
Yeah, that's a hint. Okay, so the sister's not a part of the story. However, Jake and Taylor are. So what's the scoop?
Jake Gyllenhaal is finally giving some reaction to Taylor Swift's song All Too Well with the re-recording of her Red album. He did a profile in Esquire, and it's like he gave a statement without kind of like really giving a statement. He just said that artists tap into personal experiences for inspiration, and he's not going to begrudge anybody of that.
Well, I thought it was interesting, more interesting than that, because it's sort of like a non-statement. But more interesting than that was when I think that Us Weekly article said that in 2013, which I wasn't paying much attention to Taylor Swift back then, I'm more of like a recent fan, but in 2013, she said that after I guess a bunch of years went by, and then I guess Jake listened to the album Red, which is pretty much all about him. And then he emailed her and said that it was a bittersweet thing listening to the whole album, and that, he understood how she felt or whatever. And she said that was much nicer. And then she didn't say names, but I think we can all guess. And she goes, well, that's a lot better than this other guy who sent me these like ranting emails after I wrote a song. And I was like, oh, that's John Mayer.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly that was
in
John
New York
Mayer.
Magazine. Yeah. That was a great interview that she did. Well, and one of the other things that Jake Gyllenhaal touched on was not so much just about the All Too Well, but the conversation of celebrities and their fans and the divisiveness. How if there's something going on with one celebrity against another celebrity or anything like that, the fans will not only pick a side, but they will send threats and they'll get really harsh on social media. We're seeing that a little bit right now between Kanye West and why did I just forget his name? Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
And
Like a
with Kim
wrestling
Kardashian.
match.
Because everybody thinks that like they're actually an army, and that's kind of the problem. In Britney's case, it worked out well for her, and then they tackled the bad guys. But in a lot of cases, it's just these armies of fans just go to
It's like
war.
a cult.
Yeah, it is. It's wild.
All right, there's a bit of news on Britney. Basically, she's going to testify in Congress about conservatorship, right? That's
She's been invited, right?
Yeah, she's been invited to speak on the controversial conservatorship, and she even made a statement of like, I finally, for the first time in my life, feel heard.
Oh, well, that's good. She is being heard. So it's great business time for Calitrin. I would think the phones would be ringing off the hook and people would be ordering ad nauseum.
That's right. It'll be 25 years this April, and we've been helping customers lose weight safely and effectively for 25 years. So if you need to lose the weight, you've really got to check it out on our website, toploss.com, because like Doug said, it's so much more than just a weight loss product. I mean, we're not talking about a quick fix fad product. There are no drugs. There are no stimulants. Our number one ingredient is collagen protein. It's got types 1 and 3. That's for the muscle and the joints.
All right, and don't forget the 90/90 special right now. Use the DJV code for free shipping as well. DJV code at toploss.com, and the Get Fit contest. That sounds like it would be kind of fun. Calitrin at toploss.com. Thanks to Elizabeth Miller, here, one of the great Calitrin consultants at toploss.com. This is the DJV Download. I'm Doug.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Victoria.
This podcast made possible in part by Calitrin, the safe way to lose weight, Prevagen, keeping your brain healthy, and MyPillow, guaranteed the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.